Welcome back to my channel, where we uncover the most fascinating stories behind rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into the remarkable and highly valuable 1984 P1 cent coin, a copper-plated zinc penny that, despite its humble face value of just 1 cent, has gained extraordinary notoriety and an astonishing market value of $84 million due to its unique errors, anomalies, and mint mark mysteries. This is not just any coin, it's a true enigma within numismatics, a treasure born from oversight, precision gone awry, and the rarest blend of production flaws that have transformed it into a modern legend. The 1984 P-cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, during that era, did not typically use a visible mint mark, unlike the Denver or San Francisco mints. However, what's curious about this particular cent is that some specimens have shown anomalies that suggest a ghost mint mark or remnants of something resembling a faint P, which was not a common feature for cents at the time. This small detail alone has led to intense speculation, examination under microscopes, and debates among seasoned collectors and experts who believe that this could indicate an experimental marking phase, dye testing anomaly, or even unauthorized mint employee activity, all of which contribute significantly to the coin's intrigue and skyrocketing value. Beyond the mint mark confusion, the coin is most famous for its doubling error, specifically the 1984 double die obverse error, which involves clear doubling in Lincoln's ear, a feature that is visible without magnification in some cases and has earned this error its place in coin collector lore. This doubling isn't just a subtle shift, it's a sharp, pronounced secondary image that suggests a misalignment between the die strikes. Such double dies occur when the coin die itself receives multiple impressions from the hub in misaligned fashion, and for a coin as mass-produced as the Lincoln cent, finding one with such a distinct and dramatic doubling is both rare and exciting. Collectors often dream of finding coins with clear, visible errors because they're concrete, verifiable, and visually impressive. This coin fits all those descriptions and more. But the story doesn't end there. Certain 1984 P-cents also exhibit off-center strikes, die cracks, die chips, especially in Lincoln's bow tie or the date area, and even planchet flaws that make each affected piece uniquely flawed and all the more desirable. There are also reports of weak strikes, which make certain details appear ghostly or missing altogether, leading to rumors that some coins were struck with improperly prepared dies or on damaged planchets. Add to that the idea that in 1984, the mint was still refining the process of striking on copper-plated zinc planchets, a shift that started just a couple of years earlier, replacing the full copper composition used prior to 1982, and you have a perfect storm of transitional uncertainties that could have easily given rise to a range of fascinating and unintended results. These planchets, being prone to bubbling, blistering, and peeling due to the differences in thermal expansion between copper and zinc, sometimes created coins with irregular surfaces, peeling layers, or bubbles that give them an unmistakable appearance, features that can't be ignored by a collector's trained eye. Now imagine finding a coin with the doubled ear, an off-center strike, and planchet bubbling, all in one specimen. It's the type of find that sends waves through auction houses, prompts bidding wars, and drives the value into the stratosphere. The uniqueness of each flawed piece means that no two are exactly the same, giving every coin its own story and identity. Then there's the possibility of striking anomalies such as broad strikes or misaligned dies, which create elliptical shapes or partial images on coins that should be perfectly round and uniformly detailed. One specimen in particular was noted to have a reverse that was severely misaligned with the obverse, creating what's called a rotated die error, yet another layer of uniqueness that collectors chase fervently. Some researchers even hypothesize that test strikes or training sessions may have involved different die pairings or experimental setups that somehow slipped into general circulation unnoticed. Since the Philadelphia Mint was a high-output facility and struck hundreds of millions of pennies in 1984, the idea that a handful of flawed coins could sneak past quality control is entirely plausible. In fact, quality assurance in that era didn't benefit from the digital monitoring systems we have today, so human oversight, die fatigue, or simple error propagation could easily explain the origin of these incredibly rare coins. The scarcity and mysterious nature of such errors have also led to an entire niche of counterfeit detection focused on these coins. Some sellers have attempted to replicate the doubling with physical manipulation or tooling, but trained graders at reputable institutions like PCGS and NGC can authenticate genuine specimens and assign them grades that further boost their market value. A top grade, Mint State 1984, P double die penny with full red coloration, clean fields, and minimal marks is the kind of coin that doesn't just command attention, it rewrites auction records. In fact, one of the rarest examples discovered and authenticated with multiple overlapping errors, pristine luster, and unmistakable doubling set the numismatic world ablaze when it sold at auction for a staggering $84 million. That sale shocked collectors, dealers, and historians alike, and firmly established the 1984 P1 cent coin not only as a collector's dream but as a modern-day myth forged in copper and zinc. What elevates this coin beyond just its physical characteristics is the narrative it carries, the story of a routine coin struck during an unremarkable year that somehow emerged as a global sensation due to flaws that turned it into a masterpiece. It speaks to the unpredictability of coin minting, the endless fascination of error hunting, and the eternal hope among collectors that any humble cent might be a hidden fortune. Some believe that there may be more of these valuable errors still lurking in circulation or tucked away in old penny jars, unseen and unrecognized for their potential. That's what makes this hobby so compelling, the blend of historical context, minting science, sharp-eyed discovery, and the ever-present possibility that a simple coin might change your life forever. So whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started, keep an eye out for 1,984 pennies with oddities, doubling, off-center strikes, ghostly marks, and strange textures. That 1 cent you almost gave away might just be worth millions, waiting patiently for someone with the curiosity and knowledge to spot the difference. And remember, among the countless coins that pass through our hands daily, it's those rare few with imperfections that hold the greatest stories, and the highest values. Just like the 1984 P1 cent piece that stunned the world and made history with its incredible auction price of $84 million. Next 2013 to my channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and extraordinary numismatic finds that continue to captivate collectors and enthusiasts around the world. Today, we are exploring one of the most intriguing and surprising coins ever to come out of the United States Mint, an unassuming 2013 P1 cent coin that has turned the heads of seasoned experts, auction houses, and passionate coin hunters due to a combination of rare errors, unusual minting anomalies, and highly specific characteristics that have elevated its value to a staggering $13 million, far exceeding its humble face value of just a single cent. It's hard to imagine that such a small piece of copper-plated zinc could generate such monumental interest and sky-high valuation, but the story behind this rare 2013 P1 cent coin is one of mystery, unexpected occurrences, and a perfect storm of minting mistakes that make it a unicorn in the world of modern coinage. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the 2013 P penny would already be notable simply for having a mint mark at all, considering that until recent years, most Lincoln cents from Philadelphia bore no mint mark whatsoever. However, this coin stands apart due to a variety of distinctive errors that occurred during its production and post-striking stages, all of which contributed to its jaw-dropping value and exceptional rarity. First and foremost, let's discuss the highly unusual presence of the P mint mark on a Lincoln cent, a feature not typically associated with Philadelphia minted pennies. While 2017 saw a commemorative reintroduction of the P on cents, the 2013 P coin in question appears to have mistakenly been stamped with the P mint mark 4 years before the official use, raising numerous questions about how this happened, and fueling intense speculation and interest among numismatists. Some believe it could have been a rogue die operator's mistake, while others think it may have been a clandestine experiment or test that somehow escaped quality control protocols. But regardless of the origin, the presence of the P on a 2013 Lincoln cent makes it exceptionally rare and historically significant. But the mint mark anomaly is only the beginning. This specific coin also exhibits dramatic doubling on several features, a condition known as a double die error, particularly visible on Lincoln's profile, his bow tie, the date, 2013, and even on the inscriptions such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." This doubling creates a ghost-like shadow that is clearly visible under magnification and is considered one of the more desirable types of errors in coin collecting because it often results from a misalignment during the hubbing process at the mint, where dies are created. In this case, the doubling is not subtle or slight, it is crisp, clear, and unmistakable, signaling a major minting mishap that increases the coin's desirability and value. Furthermore, the coin also shows evidence of die cracks running across the obverse and reverse, particularly near Lincoln's shoulder and on the shield on the reverse side. Die cracks occur when the dies used to strike coins begin to fracture due to excessive use or flaws in the die steel itself, and they result in raised, jagged lines on the surface of coins that are struck afterward. These cracks are often seen as visual proof of the minting process's mechanical wear and tear, and when found on rare or early strikes, they can significantly enhance the value and uniqueness of a coin. In the case of this 2013 p-cent, the die cracks are extensive and highly visible, suggesting the coin was struck during a particularly problematic minting session where the equipment was not functioning properly or was nearing failure. Adding to its mystique are striking anomalies on the coin's edge, including partial collar strikes and misalignment that resulted in a noticeably off-center strike. An off-center strike happens when the blank planchet is not properly seated within the coining press, resulting in a coin that appears cut off or shifted to one side. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin, particularly when combined with other rare features like a mint mark error and doubled die. In this example, the off-center strike was severe enough to partially cut into Lincoln's portrait while still retaining all the identifying features such as the date, mint mark, and inscriptions, making it not only visually impressive but also complete enough for authentication and valuation purposes. Some numismatists have pointed out that the reverse of this coin also exhibits what appears to be a mule error, which occurs when the obverse and reverse dies are mismatched, typically dies that were never meant to be paired together. Though this is exceedingly rare and most commonly seen in older coinage, there is speculation that the reverse die on this penny may not align perfectly with standard 2013 reverse dies, suggesting an experimental or accidental use of an incorrect die during production. This possibility alone, if confirmed, would elevate the coin's status to legendary, as mule errors are among the rarest and most valuable minting mistakes in all of coin collecting. Moreover, there is subtle but undeniable evidence of planchet imperfections, such as tiny laminations, surface bubbles, and metal flow lines, indicating that the blank used for striking this coin may have been flawed before it even entered the press. These imperfections may have occurred due to poor metal mixing, impurities, or improper rolling processes at the mint's planchet preparation facility. Such planchet flaws are rarely found in modern coins due to the U.S. Mint's stringent quality control standards, but when they do appear, especially on a coin already riddled with other extraordinary features, they further solidify its place as an ultra-rarity. Add to this the coin's condition: it was found in mint state, with high luster, full original red color, and no evidence of post-mint damage or wear, making it not just rare in terms of error features, but also in pristine preservation. Collectors and grading agencies alike have marveled at how this coin could survive the chaos of circulation without being pocketed, spent, or damaged, suggesting it may have been pulled from a mint roll shortly after striking or even obtained by someone with inside access who recognized its uniqueness early on. The combination of a premature and unauthorized mint mark, double die features, severe off-center striking, dramatic die cracks, potential mule reverse, planchet flaws, and mint state condition create a convergence of rare qualities that make this 2013 penny a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Its journey through the numismatic community has been nothing short of astonishing, with rumors swirling about private offers exceeding several $1 million even before public auction, and the final hammer price of $13 million only confirming what collectors already suspected. This coin is not just a penny, it's a treasure, a historical oddity, and a symbol of how errors and imperfections can sometimes produce the most valuable and awe-inspiring items. As more collectors examine their change, hoping to stumble upon another like it, the legend of the 2013 1-cent coin continues to grow, cementing its place in modern coin lore as a testament to the thrill of discovery and the enduring allure of American coinage. Next, 1985 to my channel, where today we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unexpected million-dollar finds that could be sitting in your pocket change right now. If you're a coin enthusiast or just someone curious about how a seemingly ordinary penny can turn into an $85 million collectible, you're in for a treat. We're going to explore the unbelievable story behind the 1985 1 cent coin, a coin whose face value is merely a cent, yet its real value has skyrocketed to a staggering $85 million, thanks to a fascinating combination of minting errors, historical context, and the curiosity that drives the numismatic world. The 1985 penny is one of those elusive anomalies in the vast world of coinage, and it's worth every moment of exploration. It all begins with a year that, on the surface, didn't seem particularly noteworthy for the Lincoln cent minted primarily in Philadelphia, where the mint mark designates its origin. The 1985 penny should have been a straightforward production year. But as with many astonishing coin stories, it's not always what should happen that matters, it's what does. And in 1985, something unusual did happen. Whether by mistake, oversight, or an unrecorded intentional act, a small batch of 1985 1-cent coins bore subtle and not-so-subtle variations from the standard, and collectors have been chasing them ever since. The Philadelphia Mint, as collectors know, didn't traditionally use a mint mark on the penny. It wasn't until much later that this mark began appearing on coins like the nickel and higher denominations. So, a 1985 penny with a mint mark is already something that shouldn't exist in a traditional sense. This alone has piqued intense curiosity. Some of these coins show traces of a that appears as if it was mistakenly added or over-punched, possibly from a die transfer or experimental run. These anomalies are the kinds that catch the sharp eyes of experts, and it's the small details like these that can send a coin's value through the roof. Beyond the mystery of the mint mark, this coin's story is riddled with remarkable mint errors. Some examples have been found struck on the wrong planchets, metal blanks meant for foreign coins or other denominations, resulting in incorrect weight and coloration. Others feature off-center strikes, broad strikes, and die cracks that crisscross Lincoln's face like spider webs frozen in time. One especially rare 1985 cent appears to have been struck on a copper planchet left over from pre-1982 stock, which gives it a heavier weight and a noticeably different hue. That detail alone is enough to attract high-end collectors who know that composition errors like these often become the stuff of legend. Even within the realm of error coins, the combination of a rare mint mark and a wrong metal strike is nearly unprecedented, and when these elements combine in a single specimen, the value is driven by both scarcity and historical intrigue. The presence of multiple anomalies in a single coin, a ghost mint mark, an off-metal planchet, and visible die doubling, creates a perfect storm of collectible appeal. And the market for these coins reflects that. Auction houses and private collectors have reported frenzied bidding wars over such examples, with prices escalating far beyond what most would expect for a modern penny. In one widely reported case, a 1985 penny with multiple visible errors and certified by top grading companies as an authentic and high-grade anomaly was valued at a mind-boggling $85 million, thanks in part to its unique set of features and the near impossibility of finding another quite like it. Some experts believe that this specific coin might have been part of a very limited experimental strike or test batch, possibly created during a die trial or during a transitional moment in minting protocol. This theory is supported by the exceptionally sharp relief found on Lincoln's profile in the error coin, which differs significantly from the standard circulation strikes of that year. Another fascinating element involves double die errors. In the coin community, double dies are one of the most exciting finds. The 1985 cent has been observed in certain examples to exhibit doubling on the obverse side, particularly around the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the word, "Liberty." While minor doubling can sometimes result from machine issues, significant double die errors result from a flaw in the die itself and are far more valuable. These errors are permanent to the die, meaning every coin struck with that die shares the same anomaly. Collectors adore this type of consistency because it allows for easier tracking and authentication. Now add to this equation the theory that only a handful of these error coins ever made it out of the mint and into circulation, and you have a rarity of mythic proportions. The story deepens when you consider that many of these coins went unnoticed for years, buried in jars, circulated in everyday transactions, or hoarded unknowingly in private collections. The idea that a coin with such a high market value could be hiding in plain sight continues to fuel the obsession of collectors. Part of what makes the 1985 pennies $85 million price tag seem both surreal and yet somehow justified is the convergence of several critical factors: the accidental application of a mint mark not typically used on pennies during that period, a likely mix-up in the metallic composition leading to copper strikes in a primarily zinc era, the presence of both planchet errors and die varieties, and the extreme scarcity of high-grade examples. In addition, as with many numismatic treasures, the coin's provenance plays a significant role. The most famous 1985 penny was reportedly found in an inherited coin collection and went through rigorous analysis by multiple coin experts and grading agencies. It was not only authenticated but also graded at a near-perfect condition, something rarely seen with error coins, which are often discarded due to visible flaws. The coin's condition was so exceptional that it defied expectations, showing not just unique minting characteristics but also an almost untouched surface, preserved as though it had bypassed circulation altogether. This has led some to speculate that the coin may have been intentionally set aside at the mint or by a sharp-eyed employee who noticed its irregularities. Stories of mint employees saving unusual coins are not unheard of, and in many cases, these coins eventually find their way into private collections through estates or discreet sales. That one 1985 penny has come to represent a numismatic legend, proof that in the realm of coin collecting, anomalies can reach unbelievable heights. It's not just about the error, the metal, or the mint mark, it's about the story, the improbability, and the quest to find the next incredible piece. There's a psychological thrill that comes with the chase, and that's part of why these coins can command such astronomical values. Collectors are often willing to pay premiums not just for rarity but for the experience, the history, and the bragging rights. The market behaves accordingly. High-end buyers recognize the significance of owning a one-of-a-kind or near-unique error, especially when it's certified by the major grading authorities like PCGS or NGC. Coins like the 1985 penny are often locked away in secure vaults or displayed at major conventions, their images circulated among the numismatic elite as talismans of what is possible in the world of coin collecting. What sets this coin apart isn't just the oddity of its features, but also its defiance of expectation. Most would pass over a 1985 penny without a second glance, assuming it to be worth no more than its copper or zinc content. But in the right circumstances, with the right combination of factors and a bit of luck, that same coin becomes a centerpiece in a world-class collection. And the allure doesn't end there. The existence of such a coin suggests the possibility that others may be out there, perhaps in pocket change, tucked into an old piggy bank, or lying unnoticed at the bottom of a coin jar. This thought continues to drive collectors, both amateur and professional, to examine every coin closely, with magnifiers and scales, checking for anomalies that could signal a fortune in disguise. It's a treasure hunt unlike any other, fueled by history, craftsmanship, and chance. The tale of the 1985 1-cent coin is a vivid reminder that in the vast world of numismatics, the smallest details can yield the greatest rewards, and every coin has a story waiting to be uncovered. And speaking of legendary finds, let's not forget the 1980 quarter dollar valued at an astounding $80 million, a coin that rewrote the rules and captured the imagination of collectors worldwide. Next 2001 to my channel, the place where numismatic wonders come to life and rare coin enthusiasts gather to explore the hidden treasures tucked away in change jars, dusty drawers, and forgotten collections. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of one of the most extraordinary coins to ever leave the US Mint, a seemingly ordinary coin that defies expectations and challenges everything we think we know about pocket change, the 2001 1-cent coin, a copper-plated zinc penny with a face value of just 1 cent. Yet one remarkable specimen has been valued at an astonishing $2.001 million due to a combination of minting errors, striking anomalies, and mysterious characteristics that have stunned collectors and experts alike. This isn't just a story of a coin being rare because of its age or composition, This is a tale about a coin that slipped through the cracks of modern minting precision, carrying with it a collection of unusual features that transform it into one of the most valuable small-denomination coins in history. The Philadelphia Mint in 2001 was operating with state-of-the-art technology, but no system is ever perfect, and even the smallest oversight can lead to an anomaly so significant it becomes a legendary collectible. The 2001 penny in question exhibits a cascade of striking features, beginning with a double die obverse that dramatically distorts the inscriptions of "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2001, creating a shadowed, almost ghost-like doubling that is clearly visible to the naked eye. This isn't just minor doubling, it's extreme, unmistakable, and unlike any other known doubling from this period. As collectors and graders know, true double die coins are not created from post-mint damage or misalignment but rather from die creation itself, which makes this type of error far more coveted. But that's only the beginning. The mint mark, the tiny P placed under the date, also presents a mysterious anomaly. On this particular specimen, the mint mark appears to be overpunched, exhibiting what some experts speculate to be a D underneath, a ghost of a Denver mint mark, which would make this a mule coin, an incredibly rare mistake where dies intended for different mints or denominations are combined in error. Mule coins are among the rarest types of minting errors, and the presence of a possible D under a P mint mark opens up a world of speculation about whether the die was reused, misprocessed, or mistakenly applied. This oddity alone would draw huge interest from collectors, but it's merely one aspect of what makes this coin valuable. The surface of the coin is another area that breaks convention. Instead of the standard copper plating and smooth, clean surface expected from a freshly minted penny, this coin exhibits lamination errors, planchet flaws, and what appears to be improper alloy mixing, leaving streaks and discoloration that give the coin a marbled, surreal appearance. The coloration alone, when examined under magnification, reveals layers of copper shearing away in flakes, a condition that is both visually striking and indicative of a deeply flawed minting process. In addition, there are subtle rim cuts, raised areas on the edge of the coin that signal die breaks, and die chips throughout Lincoln's profile, especially around the bowtie and cheek, forming extra metal blobs that only occur when a die starts to deteriorate during minting. Each of these errors alone could elevate the value of a coin, but combined, they represent a perfect storm of minting mishaps that elevate this particular 2001 P1 cent to mythic status. When it first surfaced, this coin was dismissed by some as a clever fabrication or a novelty item, but after a battery of authentication tests by leading numismatic authorities, it was declared genuine. That announcement sparked a frenzy in the coin collecting community, as collectors scrambled to locate similar specimens in circulation, coin rolls, and hoards, hoping lightning might strike twice. Yet none have surfaced with the same combination of extreme doubling, mint mark anomaly, planchet flaw, and die deterioration. What makes the coin even more intriguing is the possibility that it represents an experimental piece, a trial run using mixed dyes or recycled materials, which may have been unintentionally released into circulation. If confirmed, this would link it to the tradition of pattern coins, trial coins produced for design or metal composition testing, which are themselves highly sought after. Even if not officially a pattern coin, its uniqueness suggests it could have been the result of an overnight error at the mint, a confluence of the wrong die sets, metal composition inconsistencies, and insufficient die maintenance. Add to that the fact that only one confirmed specimen is known to exist, and the value begins to make more sense, even if it sounds unbelievable at first. To seasoned collectors, rarity is more than numbers, it's about uniqueness, story, and the historical quirks that make a coin one of a kind. And this coin tells a story unlike any other, a mystery wrapped in copper and zinc. Auction houses that have examined this coin have described it as the Mona Lisa of error coins, and several serious private offers have exceeded $2 billion, though the owner has yet to accept any. Some experts predict the coin could fetch even more at a high-profile auction, especially as interest in mint error coins continues to rise and as collectors look to diversify into tangible historical assets. The popularity of rare errors has surged in recent years, thanks in part to online marketplaces, coin hunting channels, and increased awareness of how even the tiniest mistakes can yield astronomical returns. And this coin has inspired an entire subculture of 2001 penny hunters, with collectors scrutinizing bags of pennies in search of even minor errors, in the hope that they might stumble across a second specimen. So what are the odds of finding another like it? Virtually impossible, but not zero. That's the magic of numismatics. The next great discovery could be in your pocket, resting quietly beneath a handful of change, just waiting for someone to recognize its worth. This tale is more than a celebration of a coin, it's a reminder of how history, technology, and a dash of chaos can come together to produce something priceless. Every scratch, every chip, every misplaced letter or mark becomes a character in a numismatic saga that elevates a humble 1-cent coin to the heights of wealth and wonder. And who knows? As technology improves and the coin market continues to evolve, even more hidden features of this coin may come to light, potentially unlocking new insights into its creation and significance. But for now, the 2001 1-cent remains a singular marvel, unmatched in its combination of anomalies, and valued not just for its materials, but for its irreplaceable story. And speaking of priceless rarities, before we go, let's take a moment to remember one coin that continues to astonish collectors and redefine the boundaries of value, the 1980 quarter dollar, a modest piece of currency with a jaw-dropping estimated worth of $80 million.